Okay, this might be one of the strangest videos I've ever made because I know that what I'm about to say, I don't know that I have the words or the capability to say it the way I mean it. It's going to come out weird. In my life, I've always been a little selfish. You know, I try to, especially when I was younger, I parcel out energy towards my own endeavors, and kind of out of a sense of obligation when I was younger, try and think of others. And I know that there's others to whom that innate selflessness, or to which selflessness is an innate quality, although it can be learned also, as the Japanese teach their children to do. It wasn't taught to me very much, and I don't fault my parents at all. It was the times. It was the me generation when I was raised, and I was a product of that. So I look out for number one, for the most part. And let's go up this way. So about this car. So I look out for number one, and I've trained myself over the decades to try to think of others first. Although I'm not always successful, I tend to focus on myself first, and especially as regards creative endeavors. I'm always ashamed. It's a shame to say. I'm hesitant to say it but it's true. I tend to think about when creativity. I tend to think about my own things first, and I'm a little. I'm very self-conscious of this selfish mindset. But that's kind of changed in a way. No, I must say one thing that is okay. Here comes a guy with a dog. I don't want to think I'm filming him or his dog. I'm going to try and cross the street. Am I speaking here? Oh, he's turning across. Okay, but I'm going to be quiet for just a second, guys, so don't wake him up. Hello. Okay, yeah, guy with the dog. That was nice. We got down on the street with his dog, so dogs wouldn't scare me. Anyway, back on topic. As a father, it comes a little easier. You know, especially when your children are younger, you encourage that in them. I would take Emily out for a walk or a little hike and encourage her exploration and her art, her music, her dance, her joyful laughter and love of life, those kind of things. But nevertheless, I'm still a bit selfish, or a lot selfish. But that's kind of changed in a way. In a curious way. I find myself in the position recently of having a lot of thoughts about the furthering of the career of another. And that person is someone called Greydon Square, who I encountered through a recommendation on social media. And although I'm only familiar with a handful of his pieces of his work, mostly rap music, with astonishing lyrics, revealing of an incredible mind and a depth of consideration and in a potential that is just utterly astonishing. And that's the thing that I find myself. That's what has brought about the change. That I want to keep thinking in my mind, what can I do to encourage this person to continue in his effort? He's young, early 30s, got a long life and career ahead of him. Amazing potential of creative output. I truly think that this is a mind that that the history of, this is going to sound strange, this is going to sound like I'm exaggerating, but I mean it, that the history of our species can pivot upon. I know how extreme that sounds, but I really think it's true. Because his ability to share groundbreaking, really amazing thoughts, important thoughts, in a way that is compelling and appealing and provocative and thought compelling. That's a really important part as well. It doesn't just ask you to take it in, but compels you to test it and to measure it and keep it for yourself if you deem it worthy, and not to accept it on its own board or through his own eloquent speech or rhyme. You know, in a way, I feel like kind of like Wallace. Was it Edwin Wallace? Darwin's pit bull. You know, Darwin had the genius. Wallace, endeavored to help Darwin's message be shared. And I want to be a Wallace, one of probably many. I'm sure many are inspired by Greydon Square as well. I would love to be a Wallace to Greydon's Darwin. So I just thought I'd share that. It's a strange thought to be walking along thinking about the furthering of the creative career of another ahead of my own, and a bit of an embarrassment to admit that I most often think of myself first. So if you see this, Greydon, good luck to you, and please know that you have a hearty cheerleader, supporter, and endorser of your work. And I look forward to the chance to consume your creative output and to further your message. Good luck, friend. And take care, everybody.